I use it from time to time. Like, I still keep it handy. For me, I mean, they lasted maybe less than a year, really, and then they just kind of stopped working altogether. And yes, I still regularly use and enjoy this item. Hey guys, welcome if you're new, welcome back if you're returning. Today I thought I'd do kind of a review of some old Amazon purchases, and I got this idea because I love watching people's Amazon reviews and, you know, the coolest things that they find on Amazon, but like those are things that they're buying currently, recently, and I always wonder, like a year later, 2 years later, are they still using those things? Do they really like them long term? So what I did was I went through my Amazon purchases from 2020 and put together a list, and I'm gonna kind of scroll through it and review and, you know, let you know my thoughts now in 2022. I'll also say a lot of these items I have spoken about before in previous videos. I'm linking some of them below if I could remember which videos they were, but you might have seen me talk about some of these things before, so just here's an update on that. Now, I will just say, obviously, 2020 was a little bit of an unusual year for me and everybody, purchase-wise and online purchase-wise. So I don't know, maybe I bought some things that like I wouldn't usually get from Amazon. We will see. I have everything loaded up here on my computer. For you, I'll put it like in this area of the screen. And I'll also just give a disclaimer, this is not every single item I purchased on Amazon. If it was a gift or for somebody else, I'm not including it here, obviously, because it's not mine to review. I'm not, you know, if I had bought like paper clips or something, I'm not gonna include that. Like, I think we all know how paper clips work, but these are like the actual things that might be interesting to hear about a couple years on. There was also a few items that either aren't available anymore, which I'm including them here, but like if you go to click the link, you might not be able to purchase it. And there's some that just don't even exist on Amazon anymore. Like when I click the link in my purchase history, it says like this was an error page. So I won't be able to review the ones that the page doesn't exist anymore. But some of them, you know, you might find the page exists, but they're not available. Maybe if you're interested, you like add it on a wish list and check back on it later. Okay, so the first item is this silicone drain cover, and I like to hand wash a lot of my clothes and things, and I use the bathroom sink, but I've had bathroom sink drain issues for years now. So my current situation is the drain plug is not like attached in the drain, so if you want to actually plug the drain, you have to remove that and just cover the hole with something. So I use this pretty frequently. It works great. It has little suction cups, so you can just hang it up to dry afterwards. I just keep it in a drawer in my bathroom cabinet, and yes, I still regularly use and enjoy this item. Next item also in the bathroom is this little like 3 canister acrylic set that holds Q-tips, cotton balls, cotton rounds. Yes, I still use and love this item. I definitely have talked about it in a video before. I will say one of the things that people like complain about in their reviews of this item is they didn't realize the 3 containers are attached together. That's one of the things I like about it. I don't want 3 little separate things moving around that I have to worry about. This is like one big unit, but with 3 little containers that are perfectly sized for, you know, cotton swabs, cotton rounds. Actually, the bigger one, I had originally put cotton balls, but now I put my reusable cotton rounds in it. So it's perfect exactly for what I needed. Okay, this next one is Vidal Sassoon Heat Protect and Shine Spray. I think I had gotten this several years ago as a sample from somewhere, and I really liked it. It's a little hard to find in stores anymore, I think, so I've ordered it a few times now on Amazon, and actually it's running like $14 on Amazon right now, which I feel like is a little high, but so maybe it's on its way out. But I do like this spray as a heat protectant. Okay, then we have this motion sensor outdoor lamp. This is for our side entrance to our house. I guess this was the early 2020. Our original lamp had kind of died. The motion sensor stopped sensing motion, so we got a new one, had it installed. I do like having a motion sensor light there because if you're coming home late at night, you know, the light will just come on for you. You don't have to have turned it on during the day, and of course for security reasons, as people are walking around outside, it'll switch on as they're moving around out there. Then we have this round brush. It's a really large, this says 2.1 inch barrel round brush. I had gotten this because I was going to try to do like a round brush and hair dryer versus hair dryer followed by straightening iron. I always just keep going back to the hair dryer plus straightening iron. The round brush works, but what I found was using it every day, it really seemed to damage my hair more. First of all, the bristles are rough. Like my scalp hurt from using it. And then it did just seem like it was pulling out a lot of hair or possibly causing hair to break. So I use it from time to time. Like I still keep it handy, like where I keep my hair dryer, but it's not like my everyday way of styling my hair. The funny thing is this kit also, or the brush also came with like some little hair clips, like as a set. And the clips actually came in handy later on in that year when I started cutting my husband's hair at home. I would clip little sections of his hair. So the clips also get use. Okay, so the next thing is the Trek stand, which is a cell phone holder. I definitely talked about this before when I did like a travel products review. Very timely, right at the beginning of 2020. But it's like a, I guess there's metal or something in it that's bendable and stable, and then it's covered with foam, and it's just like a sheet, like a rectangle, so you can fold it into whatever shape you want. I actually use it not so much anymore because I have to kind of keep it away because my cats enjoy chewing on it, but I do like to use it to prop up my phone, like on a table. Sometimes I had it at my desk for a while to prop my phone up, and yeah, I mean, I really like how flexible it is. Not just bendable, but like how you can really adjust it to your exact needs and the angle that you want and everything. It's got kind of like a rubbery grip, so it's not gonna slide around, and it just, you know, if you're not using it, you can just unfold the whole thing, and it's just a flat rectangle, so I just keep it like in the side of a drawer so it's easy to store. The next item is also one that I'm still using. It's a makeup brush color removal set. So I've had these in the past, and it's, you know, some kind of little mesh kind of foam thing that you like rub your brushes on in between colors, and it gets a lot of the extra like powder, eyeshadow or blush or whatever out. This set actually came with some additional mesh inserts for the little canister. So I just, within the last few months probably, switched out from the very first one, so you can wash them. So I had that first one really for a couple of years, and the only reason I got rid of it was because it was really starting to break down and little like plastic flecks of it were coming off as I was using it. That's why I got rid of it, but otherwise you can use them for a really long time. So I have now moved on to the next sponge in the set, but yeah, I love these. It really does you know, cut down on the amount that you have to wash your brushes. You still should wash them with soap for cleanliness, but just to like change colors, it makes it a lot more flexible to be able to like reuse the same brush. And then one of my green like bathroom beauty swaps was these bamboo cotton rounds. I guess they're bamboo rounds. I don't know if they have cotton in them as well. But they basically replace the disposable cotton rounds that I was using for makeup remover every night. So I figured, you know, why should I use and throw away one of these disposable things every day when I could use a reusable one? So I've had these, yeah, for 2 years now, and I think I'm getting to think that it is kind of time to maybe retire them because again, they're washable. You just put them in the washing machine. They have a little mesh bag that they came with, so I store them in there, and then when I do the laundry, I just throw the mesh bag in with my laundry, lay them flat to dry. That's no problem, but they are now starting to kind of like lint apart, and little bits are coming off of them. So you know, I don't mind if they're dingy and not always like perfectly white, because obviously they're clean out of the laundry, but they are now starting to kind of like disintegrate, so maybe it's getting to be time to replace those. Oh, okay, so the next one is the Daily Ritual women's jersey standard fit short sleeve boat neck t-shirt. I actually have this in, I think, probably 4 colors. I am wearing the black one right now. The blue one is pictured. But yeah, I think I have it in every color that I would want it in. If they came out with some new colors, I would definitely buy them. I love these shirts. They are soft, lightweight, a good amount of little stretch. The neckline is nice, the sleeves are good, and what I really like about it is the body is like a relaxed fit, kind of like loose, and you know, it's not like skin tight, but then it does seem to come in a little bit at the waist, which I really like, because I feel like then it's not just like a big boxy shirt. It has at least some kind of little bit of a shape. I know, again, sometimes people in the comments were saying like, oh, I didn't like that the waist was a little more fitted than the rest of the shirt. I really like that about it. So these are probably one of my favorite clothing items from Amazon, maybe my all-time favorite Amazon clothing item. So hopefully they come out with more colors, because I buy them in every color that I like. All right, the next one is the Eagletech mechanical gaming USB keyboard. And for years, I've been looking for like a cool keyboard for my desk at my home office, which, by the way, I bought this pre everyone working from home. But you know, I love turquoise, obviously, so I wanted to get maybe like a turquoise or a blue keyboard, and I was like, you know, it is the future. We have the entire world's inventory at our fingertips. Why can't I find a turquoise keyboard? So I've always been looking for something like that. Anyway, I ended up getting this one. It's black, but it lights up blue, which is pretty cool, and it has all these different like patterns that, you know, you can just have it always lit, or like scanning back and forth, or I think the way that I have it set most of the time is when you hit a key, like the surrounding 8 keys kind of light up and fade out, which is sort of cool. So it's like a little something interesting. It's a very nice keyboard. It's those nice mechanical keys, so you get that nice clicky clacky. Had I known that I was going to be full-time using this for 2+ years, I might not have gone the mechanical keyboard route, because it is kind of loud. So I think for my husband, who works in the room next to me pretty much full-time also, it maybe is like a little annoying for him to hear me clicking and clacking all day. Also, if I'm in meetings and I need to like be typing or taking notes while I'm on the call, it's kind of annoying for the people on the call with me. I have to make sure I'm on mute if I really need to type a lot. So it's a little hairy for those reasons. I might not go the mechanical route again, but it's really nice. It's very satisfying to click those keys. So I enjoy it, but I can see how it might be annoying for others. Okay, so the next item is this black faux leather laptop bag. I actually recently did a video about my new laptop bag, which is from Nomad Lane, and I mentioned that I had gotten this one kind of as like a stopgap at the beginning of 2020, and you know, obviously never really ended up using it. So this is that bag. So like I said, my previous laptop bag that I took to work was kind of falling apart at that point, and I needed one sort of in a hurry because I had a trip coming up, which I didn't end up ever going on, but I needed a new laptop bag, so I got this one. It's fine, it's nice. It sat under my desk for 2 years, so I don't know how it would have held up in real use, you know, daily use, but I feel like you know, the quality is probably not that great. Again, for me, it was kind of just like a stopgap thing, so I could have something quick that looked decent that I could take on a business trip. But you know, it's fine. It looks nice, and I mean, it worked fine for me for 2 years sitting under my desk, I guess. Okay, now we're into the pandemic stuff. So next item is a set of hair cutting scissors, because like I said, I started cutting my husband's hair. He actually recently got his first public professional haircut, not from me, in 2 years. So yeah, he has a lot of hair. It grows quickly, so we were cutting it regularly. I found that I ended up primarily using the clippers, but when I first started cutting his hair, I really thought it was going to be a scissor thing. We actually did a video back in like April of 2020 about me cutting his hair, and it took probably an hour and a half to cut his whole head of hair with scissors. Now that I'm better and more comfortable with the clippers, it's a much quicker process. But I think this was a good set, especially for the price. Gosh, it's only $10 now. But so it's a set of regular scissors, a set of thinning shears, and then it came with all these other little combs and clips and things, all in a little case. So like I do still use them when I cut his hair, but just not for his whole head. Okay, this is a Rubbermaid silicone spatula because my old spatula broke. I think it just kind of split in half early on in the pandemic, and I was like, not only is it a pandemic, but now I don't even have a spatula. So I ordered this one. It's really nice. It's very heavy duty. I do still use it, obviously, but the one thing is it's just not as like thin and flexible as my old spatula. I'm just having a hard time finding one that's like that. My old one, maybe it's because it was like a cheapy little spatula, but it was like very, very thin and flexible and could, you know, scrape around the edges of bowls and stuff. This one's a little more robust. It's very nice for that reason, but I do miss having like a little bit more flexible one. Wow, so many pandemic purchases. So this is a pair of sweatpants. I actually have two of these. I have them in black and gray. They are Hanes. They say they're open bottom, so a lot of times sweatpants have like a little cuff around the ankle. These are just straight leg, very comfy, very warm, soft. They do run really, really large. A lot of the reviews said that as well. So usually I'm like a large in pants, maybe sometimes even an extra large right now. I got these in a medium and they're great. They're maybe even a little too big at that size. So yeah, highly recommend these. It looks like they come in a ton of colors. So those have been great pandemic pants. And then the next item is the Spalding women's bootleg yoga pant. Now I understand yoga pants are now called like bootleg leggings or wide leg leggings. I call them yoga pants. So I have these, I think I have them in all three colors. I had black, gray, and a navy blue. And they're also very, very comfy, stretchy, fit great. They're a good weight. They're like a nice, you know, obviously you can wear them pretty much year round, but they're like a good medium weight. And I mean, for the last 2 years, I kind of just cycle through those sweatpants, the yoga pants. I have a few pairs of Gaiam pants and maybe like a couple other random pairs of leggings and things in there. I just have rotated through those every day and they're all holding up fine. Okay, the next item is also kind of a pandemic-y thing. It's a set of mesh laundry bags, and I got these for washing masks. So we aren't using the cloth masks so much anymore. I think we might have one or two in the bag to be laundered at some point, but we just keep this bag hanging in our laundry room, and you know, as we were coming in from going out somewhere and we had a cloth mask, just stick it in the bag. This was a set of 6 and I really only needed the one, so I know I gave away at least 1 or 2 of these to some other people. If I ever needed to replace the mesh bag that I put my reusable cotton rounds in, for example, this would be great for that. They have pictures here showing it like for packing and stuff, so I guess you could use them as packing cubes. But yeah, I mean, we do technically still use this, we just haven't had to as frequently because we're not using the cloth masks as much. Oh, the Skullcandy Earbuds. Okay, so yes, I loved these when I first got them. I definitely talked about them before in a video because I'd never had like real wireless earbuds before, and so these are Bluetooth real wireless earbuds, especially now that I have a different phone that no longer has a headphone jack. I really need Bluetooth earbuds, and these were really the first set that I'd ever found that stayed in my weird little ears because they have this little like lip on the top, or I think some of them call it a wing. But it kind of stays under like the fold of your ear, and so it stayed on really nicely. They were a lot more comfortable for me to wear, but they always had weird little problems, like they would come out of sync with each other, or like the microphone was no good if you wanted to use it for phone calls. Like people could never hear me. Sometimes they just wouldn't pair with my phone, and eventually one day they just stopped pairing altogether. Nothing I could do, no reset, nothing. I could not pair them with my phone. So I've actually replaced them with a much cheaper kind of no-name brand, which I love so much more. They just work right away. They don't have the confusing system of taps to control them. Like they do what I need. I can just tap on it and it just does what I need. But this had like this very complicated system of tapping on the different ones to do different things. My new ones, the microphone works a lot better. So these I wouldn't really recommend. You also see on here, it says that there's a newer model of these. I had actually gotten that, not that I want to review things for other people, but I actually bought that newer model for my husband, and he uses them every day with his work laptop. He uses them to take his work calls. So those are working great for him. Just these ones for me, I mean, they lasted maybe less than a year, really, and then they just kind of stopped working altogether. Okay, next is this magnetic makeup palette, because I was thinking it would be great to get, you know, a bunch of individual little eyeshadows and put them together and make my own palette, rather than, you know, I have these other palettes but I don't necessarily use every color in them. So this is actually very nice at a really good price, especially compared to a lot of like name brand ones, which are pretty much identical. In fact, I've seen some that are basically the same but don't have a mirror. But yeah, it works fine. My only complaint with this is the eyeshadows and blush and things that I chose to put in it. Those products themselves are actually so powdery and messy that the whole inside of this thing now is just like a powdery mess. But just on its own, it's very nice quality, good size, and it's worked great. Okay, my famous sofa slip cover. I think I only included one screenshot in here, but we actually have two of these. We have the extra large one that's on our sofa, and then I think it must be the love seat size that we have on our chair. We have like a chair and a half size chair. So one of my most popular YouTube videos is about us putting these slip covers on. So yeah, we've been using these for 2 years now. Our cats had like shredded our sofa just in certain areas that they like scratching on. It was just looking really bad. So a lot of people have commented on some of those videos like, you know, oh, I can't believe you have slip covers, and oh, what a mess. They look 1,000 times better than if I had just allowed the sofa to continue shredding and like foam coming out of it and everything. No, is it a perfect fit? No. Is it fine looking for what we need? Yeah. Plus, I actually really like there being a slip cover, because we've had a few situations now where maybe something spilled on the seat of the sofa, and you can just pull the whole thing off and wash it or rinse it off or whatever you need to do. So I'm actually really happy with them. It looks a lot nicer and neater on the chair because it's just a single pillow on the back and a single cushion on the seat. Our sofa has like 2 or 3 pillows across the back and seat cushions that you have to kind of hold together. So it does look like a little lumpy and weird on the sofa, but it's fine and it's comfortable and it's easy to clean and it's held up great. I will say, people always ask like, oh, are there holes in it yet? There are a couple little holes on the arm of the sofa and the arm of the chair. It's not because of the cover itself, it's because my blind cat hoists himself up via the arm of these things now. So it's from him kind of clawing his way up. But the cats really don't claw these. Every once in a while I see them doing it, but I don't think they like it the way that they liked the original material of the sofa. Probably because it's kind of stretchy, and so it's like hard for them to just stand there and claw it if it's, you know, stretching out at them. So yeah, no, we're super happy with these. The material's nice. You know, I'm not getting anything from these people, but we're really happy with these particular stretchy sofa covers. Okay, the egg poacher cups. I think I showed these in a video before too, and it's something where, you know, for years I've never been able to master poaching an egg, and finally at one point I was like, you know, they make these little things that you can just poach the egg in. Why don't I just get some? It's not cheating. So yeah, these work great for poaching an egg. It is, you know, it takes a lot of water. You need like a certain depth of water in the pot to get up to a fill line on these silicone things. So that's, you know, it probably takes more water than if you had just put an egg in the pot. But if you just want to guarantee that you're going to be able to poach an egg successfully, these work great. Okay, my blue chair. So we had like a little slipper chair in our living room for many years, and again, it became one of the things that the cats enjoyed shredding. So when it got to the point again where it was just an eyesore and foam was coming out of it and I was having to clean up after it every day, I decided to replace it with a different chair. This is the one I ended up going with. I found a few different options on Amazon and different places. I like the color and the material of it. The cats immediately also decided that they liked the material, so they do have a couple spots where they had already started clawing it. We covered it with a blanket and different things, so basically we don't even get to enjoy it because it's all covered up with a blanket. But also, I don't know if I did something wrong or the components themselves were not right, but the screws, you know, you have to assemble it a little bit, and so there's some screws that kind of hold it together and hold the legs in and hold the back to the seat, and as you screw them in all the way, they start sticking out the outside of the chair. It's kind of, maybe I'm not explaining it well, but basically there's like little screws poking out from under the fabric on the outside sides of the chair. Not that you're seeing the screw, but you're seeing like the fabric kind of poking forward. So, I mean, if you had kept screwing, you might have just torn through the fabric. I don't know how long that's gonna last. It doesn't seem right. It obviously doesn't look right. If someone, you know, slammed into it too hard, I'm sure the screw would just tear through the fabric. So I don't think that's right. I'm not like a huge fan of this chair, but I just haven't found anything else that is the look I'm going for at a price point that I like.